Shalom, shalom. Before I begin this lesson, I want to give all praise, honor, and the glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. All right, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and peace and blessing be multiplied on all you brethren, pushing this word in all sincerity and in truth. All right, shalom to the hopeful elect, 144,000, and the rest of the men, women, and children. I will receive mercy from the Lord in these last days. All right, I'm the brother Dama Agabar here with another lesson. Lord willing to edify through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Yahweh Shai. All right, and I want to start in this Ezekiel, the 12th chapter. All right, and I want to read I'm going to show you a video, a real short clip of about a minute long, dealing with just how bad, these times are about to get, and how all of these, things that are happening are all happening at a pivotal point. And, a lot of these things are being orchestrated. A lot of these things are being done, systematically by the elites. But then again, a lot of it is, we know it's all in the hands of Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, but we know that these elites, Esau is using it on the left-hand side to, time up all of these calamities, all of these scenarios so that he can bring in this new world order, so that he can bring in orchestrated chaos and calamity, perplexity, fear, confusion of the people. He wants these people to be, as confused and scared and desperate and violent and, desperate as they possibly could be, so that he could, position himself, to ultimately to bring in this new world order, man, and put these people in such a dire situation that they're going to eventually be begging, the powers that be for answers, for solutions, to where they'll be willing to give away all of their rights. They'll be in a position, to have no bargaining chips, or, they won't be in any positions to be able to put themselves in an ideal situation. And we know, it's all being done to fulfill prophecy, to utterly implode and to, put Babylon the Great, America, exactly where it needs to be for great judgment to pass down upon it. And, we know the majority of our people are not, they're lost in the sauce. So when these things come upon them, man, hey, they're going to be sitting ducks. All right. A lot of our people, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man, are not going to be in a position spiritually, to where you could really navigate through what's coming. All right. And Esau is going to let, he's going to allow the carnality and the unspiritualness of our people, ultimately be their demise, man. And our people are not going to have any excuse, because the Lord has his prophets and the men of the Lord. We've been warning you and telling you over and over and over again that, these things were coming upon Babylon the Great. And for you to stop putting your trust in Egypt and in this society. All right. Stop trying to vote. Stop trying to involve yourself in the affairs that are taking place here in America, and return back to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, because that's your only way out of this thing, is through the Most High. But as we know, hey, the elect are going to take heed and make the proper, do what needs to be done. But we know the majority of our people, man, hey, when this shit comes, it's going to be like a freight train, and they're not going to know what the hell to do. They're going to be looking for answers. They're going to be scrambling, they're going to be out here confused, man. All right. And a lot of our people, like I said earlier this week, they have normalcy bias, man. They really believe that, this place is just going to continue to go on. America somehow is going to find a way to heal itself. Everything is going to, go on as normal. And, nothing as bad as what we've been prophesying and telling them is not going to really come here to Babylon the Great. They'll have this attitude like, oh, y'all been saying that, y'all been prophesying that, y'all been talking about this, y'all been talking about that, not knowing that, hey, prophecy is, prophecy takes time. There's a lot of moving parts in prophecy, for things to eventually come to pass what the prophets have spoken. And we're living in these times to where, hey, these things are coming, and Jake, they're going to have to eat those words. But I want to read this scripture, and then I'm going to play this little video, and I got another precept I want to drop. But hey, man, hey, we're living in times to where from today going into 2025, you better buckle up and be ready, because Esau is he's about to come with it, man. And all of these situations that we've been telling you about, these T attacks, explosions, inflation, the situation going on over there in the port. These things are not just happening, and they're not just happening in, a lot of these things are being orchestrated, man. And the reason why a lot of those, those ports, those ports are about to go on strike is because they're complaining about, they basically can't afford to live. All right, they want to get paid more money because the inflation and the cost of living is just too ridiculous to where they're they're complaining that they can't live. They're not making enough money. But like we say all the time, it's not the fact that they're not making enough money. It's the fact that the money is hyperinflated. The money is becoming more and more worthless. So no matter how much they pay you more, it's not really going to matter at the end of the day because, your raise is not going to keep up with the price of inflation. All right. It's because the dollar is becoming more and more worthless. So, they can pay you $80 an hour. They can pay you $100 an hour. Eventually, it's not going to matter because the inflation is going to continue to rise and the dollar is going to continue to get worthless. And it's going to cause the price of things are going to continuously to get more expensive until, so it's really going to be no, pretty soon, no matter how much money you make, it's not going to keep up with the prices of inflation and the fact that this place is being imploded financially, spiritually, emotionally. And this is just a sinking ship at the end of the day, man. But we know that these things are going to lead to harder and harder times, which I'm going to show you. All right, so let me read this. Stop talking. This is Ezekiel 12 and 17. It says, and when you read up in Ezekiel 12, I'm not going to read all of it, but basically the Lord had Ezekiel, show Israel signs. The Lord had Ezekiel taking all of his stuff and gathering his stuff and putting it in front of the people, as if, showing them the signs that they were about to go into captivity. That, they're about to be judged, but the people didn't want to take heed. The people, they just were nonchalant. They thought that those things would never happen. The things that Ezekiel was showing it was going to happen way, way far away. It wasn't, time for that yet. And it's the same spirit that Jake has now. Like I said earlier, we've been telling Jake, since we've been on the YouTube since 2008, now it's 2024, that the economy was going to crash, that this dollar was going to become worthless. And time in and time out, Jake was like, oh, y'all been saying that. Y'all always prophesying about that. Talk about something new, when that's going to happen. Y'all been saying that. But hey, like I said, prophecy, it takes time. A lot of things, like I said, prophecy has a lot of moving pieces. Hey, well, now a lot of these pieces are moving right into place to where these things that we've been telling you is going to happen is about to happen. And in the meanwhile, while you didn't take heed, you didn't take the warning serious, you didn't take heed to the sound of us blowing that trumpet. Hey, that's why when it comes, it's going to hit you like a ton of bricks, man. All right. So it says, moreover, the word of Yahweh came to me saying, Son of man, eat thy bread with quaking and drink thy water with trembling and with carefulness. And say unto the people of the land, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh of the inhabitants of Jerusalem and of the land of Israel, they shall eat their bread with carefulness and drink their water with astonishment, that her land may be desolate from all that is therein, because of the violence of all that dwell therein. You see, and this is the times we're about to enter into, with this inflation, with this port shutdown, the amount of famine and the amount of lack of goods and services that it's going to produce is going to lead into the time of the second Ezra, the 15th and the 16th chapter, into even harder times, where scarcity, things are going to be scarce, things are going to get more expensive, things are going to get more and more out of hand, to where the average person is going to be in agony. It's going to add more frustration, more confusion, more hunger, more desperation. You see, and more of a way for these elites to get the upper hand or the advantage over the people here at Babylon, to put them in a position to where, they're going to be highly vulnerable and highly suggestible, man. You see, it says, and the cities that are inhabited shall be laid waste, and the land shall be desolate, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh. And the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, what is that proverb that ye have in the land of Israel, saying, the days are prolonged and every vision faileth? You see? And this is the spirit that Jake is still in. Jake is still in this spirit. We're out there still doing these videos daily, and Jake is still taking it lightly. Jake's still thinking that, it's still party and BS time. That these things, they always believe, stuff like this always happen. They'll work it out. It's not going to get as bad, blah, 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 until it gets bad. Until it gets to the point to where, they're going to be screaming and hollering and wanting answers, and they're going to be fully affected by it to no remedy, It says, tell them therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, I will make this proverb to cease, and they shall no more use it as a proverb in Israel, but say unto them, the days are at hand, and the effect of every vision. For there shall be no more any vain vision nor flattering divination within the house of Israel, for I am Yahweh. I will speak, and the word that I shall speak shall come to pass. It shall be no more prolonged. For in your days, O rebellious house, will I say the word, and will perform it, saith the Lord Yahweh. And again the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, behold, they of the house of Israel say, the vision that he seeth is for many days to come, and he prophesieth of times that are far off. Therefore say unto them, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, therefore shall none of my words be prolonged any more, but the word which I have spoken shall be done, saith the Lord. Okay? And this is the times that we're living in. And these are the things that the Lord is about to start doing in a major way, man. The Lord is really, about to start bringing in this famine, death, and great destruction, confusion, perplexity, invading one another. He's going to, ultimately bring Babylon to his knees, man. And he's going to bring a great judgment on this place. And it's going to start with, these different type of situations happening. All right. And like I said, the people, our people's trust in Babylon the Great in America, the convenience is about to be done away with, man. All of this readily available, fast food chains, all this cheap food, all this highly availability of meat and chips and, all of this packaged shit, which, is coming out more and more that these packages are, these food companies are lacing this shit with poison. The McDonald's has human remains in it, children's teeth, pink slime, meat. All of this food, is highly poisonous and highly, laced with chemicals. Hey, it's pretty soon. Hey, a lot of these goods and services that's been, readily available is about to be real tight and real scarce, man. And you're going to see the real nature of these people here in America, come out, man. It says, 2 Ezra chapter 6, verse 22, it says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, and the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. And it's talking about America, man. Hey, in all the full, like I said, all these stores with all the food, all the groceries. Remember during the T19er, when things got tight, a lot of these store shelves were empty. A lot of these things that was regularly fully stocked, hey, those shelves was bare. There was a lot of gaps within these supermarkets. Hey, but what's coming now with this port strike is going to make COVID look like a walk in the park. It's going to get real tight, real severe, and even if there is going to be shit in the stores, it's going to be so expensive because it's going to be, the scarcity of the items is going to cause the prices to rise. And we know when it's to get really bad, these people, they're going to resort to more and more smash and grabs. You're going to start seeing more people running up in the grocery stores and just taking shit, going in there 50 deep and just running in there, taking shit, snatching shit, running out until eventually they're going to do that until it ain't going to be shit left. And there ain't going to be no more shipments coming in every 3 days. These trucks are not going to be running. The ports are going to be closed. A lot of the food is going to be sitting out there in the ocean in these containers, rotting and going bad, with people not going to have access to get into it. See niggas out there hopping on a canoe or a boat and trying to row out to these different containers to try to get the food for the lack of bread. You see? And verse 23, and the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. And at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. It's talking about, ultimately the fountain is talking about this truth and this wisdom, which that's going to happen too. Eventually they're going to, the Lord's going to bring in the famine of the word. He's going to cause Esau to pull the plug on the internet. It's not going to be no readily availability access to this truth. You see, but these are just the times that the Lord is about to bring upon this place, and it's finna be some bad times going into 2025. All right, and I'm just gonna play this little video for about a minute, and you can hear the shit that he says, and I'm just gonna close it at that. It says here, post-election chaos, port strike to bring more inflation with food shortages. You see, and that's what I read in Ezekiel. Hey, pretty soon you're gonna be eating your bread with carefulness. A lot of us are. You ain't gonna be just gorging and just stuffing your face. You ain't gonna be throwing away you're not gonna be cutting the corners off of the bread to make a PB&J. All right, you're not gonna be just so wasteful in these times that are ahead, man. All right, people are gonna be eating their food with delicateness, man. Hey, you're gonna have your family, y'all all gonna be eating out of that can of beans, That's even if you have a can of beans, man. All right. Things are about to get very crazy and very tight out here, man. And we've been warning and telling Jake about these times, man. And it's almost here at the door. So let me play this little minute of this video, and I'm gonna close out on that, man. All right. So Lord willing, this is edifying. I'm still waking up, so I'm still kind of, a little groggy, but hey, Lord willing, I wasn't all over the place. But yeah, I'm gonna give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai for putting the spirit in me to do this lesson. Lord willing, you were edified. Let me play this little quick clip.
The inflationary pressures are going to come from the port strike. So this port strike is not just like some people going on strike. This is every port from Maine to Texas. It's 41% of all the containers coming into America go through those ports. So why are these workers going on strike? Well, because they can't afford to live. Why can't they afford to live? Because we've got inflation, we've got higher taxation, we've got these interest rates and their debt that's soaring on every single level. And this is going to go through into 2025, according to these estimates. There's going to be nothing on the shelves. The produce that's in those containers is going to rot and spoil, right? And so when you have nothing on the shelves and people still need it, this is economics 101, Alex. This is low supply, medium or high demand. It doesn't matter what the demand is. Low supply is going to cause prices to go up. So now you've got the inflationary pressures because they're printing money like there's no tomorrow. We're going to have shortages of goods, and the inflationary pressures are going to go through the ceiling. It's like, no wonder she's talking about price gouging again, because they know what's coming from this International Longshoremen's Association strike.
We interrupt our program to bring you this in.
Yeah, there you go, man. And like these elites always say, they're never going to let a good crisis go to waste, man. You see? So, hey, these are things that are taking place, And like I said, Jake ain't ready. Jake ain't, Jake, this is the last thing on the average Negro, Latino, or Native American's mind, man. So that's why when these things happen, they're going to be completely confused, completely perplexed, not knowing what the hell to do. And it's just going to continuously to get worse and worse, man. And we're living in the times of, Second Ezra the 15th and the 16th chapter, man. And hey, we're gonna see where this thing goes, man. But serious times, man. So be circumspect, man. Be wise out here, because all type of shit is about to start taking place in these last days, man. So I'm gonna close it there. Shalom.